Today on the Hopefulist, ready for a change? Now is the perfect time. Dealing with the vacation hangover. And did you see the newest shoe rage?
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining me today on the Hopefulist. It is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2019. Already 3 days into September. Boy, oh boy, it's going fast. The good news is it is a short week. We are already on Tuesday. We missed Monday, which, of course, you know is my favorite day of the week after Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But Joe and I took the day. We took the day off, relaxed, had a little fun, doing a couple of different things, got a little work done, and then just relaxed for the rest of the evening. It did seem like a little bit of a long weekend, and it was a long weekend because it was 3 days instead of 2. But a lot of times they just fly by. But I had asked Joe last night, I said, it did feel like a long week. And he's like, yeah, it did. So that's always nice when you feel like you've gotten the most out of it, right? So I hope whatever you did, you had a fabulous holiday weekend. You got a chance to not labor on Labor Day and got to rejuvenate, recharge a little bit. The only problem with that is, now you're back to work. Summer's unofficially over. We all feel like, it's the next point. It's a little depressing. We all love summer. Fall, not too shabby. Fall's pretty good. So, whatever you did this weekend, I hope you had a fantastic time. And I'm going to assume you were safe in all that you were doing since you are listening to me now. Always be safe in whatever you do. So, are you feeling the vacation hangover? Are you feeling like, oh, it's all over? It's all over. Like I said, fall, it's a great time to go do stuff. It's a great time to see some fall foliage. I had taken a road trip one time. I believe it was the beginning or mid-October. I drove up to Boston. I had spent a weekend just overnight. One of my single road trips that I did on my own. One of my masterpieces of I'm not sitting around waiting for a boyfriend and or husband anymore. I'm going to go do everything I want to do on my own. So I did. Booked a hotel in Boston. Always wanted to see Boston. Drove up there. The fall foliage was at its peak on certain parts of my drive because, of course, I drove from, I think I was living in Philadelphia at the time. So I drove from Philly through parts of New Jersey, through New York, through Connecticut, through all of those states. And the foliage was amazing. The only problem was I had to drive, so I couldn't look at it as much as I wanted to, but it was a long drive. I think it was like 6 hours. So that was a really nice time. They say one of the things you can do to get over your vacation hangover is to plan another vacation. Even if it's like a short mini vacation, like a long weekend, that counts. It's just giving you something to look forward to. So think about what you can do to try and ease the vacation hangover. They usually last about a week. It's okay. You'll get over it. You'll move on. New and fun things are happening all the time. So, going back to summer briefly, because yesterday I went tubing. I don't know if you got a chance to check out the pictures on my Facebook page or on Instagram. I actually have a little video in my Instagram story of when I was going. This was towards the end. I wasn't going very fast, but I had somebody obviously taking video for me. The one video at the end is it's about 22 seconds, something like that. So I posted that one. The other one she took, I haven't even watched it myself. It's like 3.5 minutes. I'm like, wow, that is a long video. So I know I was in the water for at least 3.5 minutes. It was one of those things where I'm like, okay, how long do I do this for? Like, do I do it for like 10 minutes? Do I do it for 20 minutes? Like, how long do I do it for? I'm going to guess I was in there about 10 to 15 minutes. It was pretty rough on the water yesterday. Really windy. The waves were pretty big. And I was getting bounced around a lot, which is the point of tubing. But I was getting splashed a lot. And finally, I gave them the, all right, I'm done signal. And they're all like, you're done? You okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just a little waterlogged. And they're like, well, we saw you. Big smile on your face the whole time. Like the whole time I'm holding on and going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It was really a lot of fun, though. I've been wanting to do this for the longest time. And my neighbor, Mike, promised to take me this year. And every time he was available to take me, I was not available to go. You know how that goes with the different schedules and all of that kind of stuff. So he texted me on Friday saying he'd like to get a tubing run in, but I was not available on Saturday or Sunday, so he took me out special yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. Like I said, if you would like to check out the pictures, and it was a really, really fun time. So I asked, what is something you did for the first time this summer? And I got a couple of interesting responses. Let's see. Where is the responses to that question? What did you do for the first time this summer? That was the question. Again, I had thought I had put the topic up on my Facebook page on my phone, but nope, it's not there. But here it is. I have found it. And so some of the things you have done for the first time this summer is I drove a boat for the first time, Jim says, and he was also speeding just like he does in his car. Marcy says she rode the New York subway all by myself. I even saw a rat. Ooh. I remember taking the subway for the first time into New York City, but as well. I was on the PATH train, so it wasn't the official subway. I didn't do that until a couple of years later when Joe and I went together on the New York subway because I don't know how to read those schedules and stuff. Like, it's just all very confusing to me. So he had figured it out, and we had taken it one time. But when I just took the PATH train over, I drove up to Hoboken and took the PATH train over. I mean, it's like a subway. It goes underground and all that stuff. And even that was so exciting. I'm like, oh, look at me being a New Yorker riding in a subway. So yeah, I think that's a big deal. So good for you, Marcy. Kathy says, we used to go tubing all the time when my kids were younger and it wasn't as crowded in the bay. Water skiing also. I tried water skiing once when I was really young, and I could never get up on the skis, so it kind of soured me to the whole water skiing ordeal. I also cut my knee getting back into the boat that day, and I still have a scar from it. Joe says he took 2 vacation weeks this year and went to the Chinese Lantern Festival. Good for you, Joe. I think I went with him. And Karen says, yes, just Saturday, she went tubing as well. So there's some of the fun things that you did for the first time this summer. I also had put up a picture of Joe and I found it a little sad that everybody was saying goodbye to the summer of 2019, seeing it all over Facebook, seeing it all over Instagram. So I put up a post yesterday that of a picture of Joe and I put in the saying, as I see everyone reluctantly saying goodbye to the beach for the summer, I remember I used to be in the same position. So, you know what we did? We moved to our happy place full time. So, the picture is of Joe and I on the day we closed on our house, toasting to our new view. And then I asked you, where is your happy place? Got a couple of good responses from this one as well. Lisa says, Ocean City. One day, hopefully soon, will be residents. Eve says, if that's your daily view, you're so lucky. I said, yes, we know it. Kathy says, my happy place is wherever my family is when we're all together. Kids, grandkids, whether it's here, their house, or anywhere. Very sweet. Denise says, at Wildwood, any time of year, hanging with my bestie. Every time I enter the island, I feel peace wash over me. I felt that as well a lot of times when I'm crossing the bridge. Something about just crossing that bridge and seeing the water. It's just this calmness that kind of comes over you. I just love it. Beverly says, Barnegat Light or Sunset Beach down by Cape May Point. Oh, yes, very nice places. So that is some of the happy places that you mentioned. And I did get one more very interesting topic up on the Hopefulist page yesterday. I hope you had a chance to check it out. If not, check it out on the Hopefulist page. Apparently, these big toe shoes, the latest footwear trend, and they're selling like hotcakes. Now, you'll have to go check out the picture. I don't think they're that much different from a peep toe shoe. Peep toe usually just has a little bit of a rounded front where you can see, a little bit of the big toe and a little bit of maybe the second and third toe, but it will cover the first half of that big toe. Where this one, all the toes are inside the shoe except for the big toe. The entire big toe is exposed. Now, we've had some pretty strong feelings when it comes to these shoes. It looks like a resounding no from you collectively as a group, and some pretty funny responses. I'm going to say, Marcy says, you better have a good-looking big toe to pull those off. Lynn says, why? Just why? Wendy says, not a chance. Kim says, why? It's so bizarre. Laurie says, that is a big no. Diane says, no way. Kimmy, not so much. Couple of funny gifts we have in there. Betsy says they're ugly. What else? What do we got? Kim says no freaking way. Elizabeth says they're awful. Libby says not for me. And Lorraine says nope. Denise says definitely not. Toes gross me out. I don't think you're the only one that have toes gross you out. I don't like people's toes either. I do think that I have pretty okay toes. I am going to go against the grain and say, depending on the shoe, I would purchase one of these. I don't think they're that different from a peep toe. They're just a little variation of it. Maybe when the peep toe shoe first came out, people were up in arms about that and thought they were gross and disgusting, and now we all have at least one pair of peep toe shoes. Am I right, ladies? At least one. You can admit it. I think it's kind of interesting. We know that when it comes to fashion and style, they're always looking for new things. It's so hard to come up with something new, something that's never been done before, and that certainly has never been done before, but I don't think it's gross or horrific. I would get a pair. I'm not saying I'm running out today to get them. I don't even know where they're being sold, but I can tell you this. When in 2 or 3 years from now, they really are all the rage and y'all are wearing them, I'm going to say, ha, ha, ha. A little strong opinions there about the peep toe shoe, didn't you? I guess we shouldn't call it the peep toe. I guess we should call it the big toe shoe. How about that? The big toe shoe. I think they're going to be a hit. Just my opinion. But I don't think they're nearly as awful as everybody else thinks they are. And like I said, I'd give them a go. So I will move on to the blog post. This week, we're going to focus on new beginnings. You know why? Unofficial summer is over. Because again, official summer is not over till September 21st. We still have a lot of time. But school is back in